Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Dewi and this is my brother.
Why?
And today we're here to talk about the recent Marvel show Wonder Man that came out 4 days ago now, and in terms of this recording coming out. So,
Yes.
what did you think?
It was a very weird show.
Yeah.
I was expecting they'd do more with Simon Williams being the main character, him trying to be an actor, while also having, superpowers. And I was expecting they'd do more with the superpower side, seeing how big of a character he is in the comics, being on the same power level as people like Thor and Hulk,
Yeah.
and being a mutant as well. I would have thought they would have done more with his actual superpower side, but instead the show is more about a guy who wants to be an actor.
Yeah, I mean, that's his whole thing, isn't it? I mean, there
Yeah.
are 8 episodes in total. They're about half hour each, and it does introduce characters like Trevor, who was previously the Mandarin and stuff like that. But yeah, you focus on Simon Williams, who's trying to become an actor, and you see him basically, on his route to becoming that.
Yes.
His struggles with, I guess, really coping to keep his powers under control and keep his cool, really.
Yeah.
Every time he loses his cool, he loses control of his powers. Ionic energy, which, from what I read up, can give him flight, which we did see at the very end of the show.
Yes.
Gives him like a near invincibility and superhuman strength,
Yeah.
which I kind of get that. At first I was like, was he just like some kind of like massive bomb? Because every time he leashed his powers,
Yeah. And also,
around.
he doesn't need to eat, or he doesn't need oxygen, all this sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, you don't see that inside the show, but apparently that's what it kind of refers to, at least Google search does that anyway. But in terms of the show, I thought it was all right. I mean, I didn't think it was anything, amazing. It wasn't groundbreaking, but I wouldn't say it was bad. I just...
No, it was just, very meh.
Yeah, I would say that. I think I do like Trevor in it. Because I think we talked about this in the times where you see the flashbacks or the times where he's gone on TV and he's posed as the Mandarin.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I would like to see, I mean, I know it's impossible unless Doomsday resets everything to the point he becomes it. I'm not too sure, but there was one glimpse of him in like these green robes that you kind of got the sense it was the Mandarin from like the 90s cartoons with the 10 rings and
that's
all
the thing.
on his hand.
He's really cool. Like, he's in the MCU, he's funny being like this actor person, but then you actually get to see him play the Mandarin in those like parts on TV, and it's like he's so much cooler in that. Like,
he's cooler in that, but I also felt sorry for him just being himself. Just wants, he wants a break, doesn't he? And you hear about his stories, his mum supporting him and stuff like that, and he wants his like big hit. I mean, in that one little teaser that you saw in one of the episodes where he was, sort of going to become the Mandarin in it, he said like I really needed this, I really needed a break and all that business. So
he's trying to escape his life from being the Mandarin before.
Yeah, so it's like, you do feel sorry for him. And everywhere he goes, everyone recognizes him as the Mandarin.
Because, he was an international terrorist.
Yeah, pretty much. So, no, I somewhat feel a little bit sorry for him because of that. As for Simon, what did you think of his character?
I liked Simon. I thought his actor played him very well.
Yeah.
And, he was cool. He had a cool sort of funny dynamic with Trevor.
Yes, I think that comedy duo went all right, actually. I think there was certain episodes, I can't remember which number it was like 4 and 5, where I remember going through the episode and I remember saying to you that, are we even watching Wonder Man anymore?
Oh yeah, when you had Doorman.
That was it. I can't remember the name of the episode, what number it is, but it was focused on another person with powers.
Yeah.
And this whole like black and white screen, like showing it was like a long, long time ago, I guess, different time. And the whole, I guess, purpose of that episode was to basically demonstrate and show you why people with powers cannot act or not allowed to act.
Because you might accidentally hurt someone, even though you can do that
on the street.
Yeah.
Anywhere, pretty much. But apparently, if you're acting, it's
special.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like something like that. I mean, I didn't need a whole episode to explain that.
It's especially since it never gets mentioned any other episode. It's just in that one.
I thought to myself, okay, well maybe then, all right, they're going somewhere with this. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, right? At first, I thought he was Cloak because of the whole like going through him and out sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the power of like a voidish power, dark power. I thought it was Cloak. But no, Doorman. And the thing is, I thought we were going to follow up with this because the very end episode where Simon tries to break out Trevor at the end because, you know, he saves him, which I do like. Again, this is why I kind of like Trevor, because I feel sorry for him because he tried to do right by, you know, he's spying on the guy, but he was going to...
He did like him.
Yeah.
And he even tried to, like, breaking all the chips when he... breaking, like, the recording when he was at... Simon's mum's birthday party.
Yeah. No, he really did care about them. Well, they cared about each other. That's why he was more effective, really, to Simon when, you know, he found his best friend betrayed him. But what I was going to say was when Simon did go to the DODC complex to break Trevor out, you don't see Doorman at all, do you? I mean,
no.
I think they said in that episode at the very end, you know, he's been locked up there because the same guy was up on the stand saying, you know, we've locked him, he's under investigation, and, you know, like... We're keeping tabs on him and stuff.
Yeah.
Like where happened to the other guy, which we don't find out in the end. And you don't see him in the last episode, so you think, you know, because I thought to myself, because what I did like was that Simon used that guy as a way to get in the facility at the end. And, you know, made sure his family was safe by, you know, depositing all the money at the end to his family. But, you know, he said, you know, this place keeps him up at the middle of the night. So I thought, okay, we're going to see something quite dark here, or gory, or some kind of experimentation trying to harness their powers or something, like, you know, maybe there's like another aside to like the complex, not just keeping them in prison like the Raft. But no, you see none of that. You just see a few guards, Trevor who's locked up, he breaks him out, and that's it. And I thought, okay,
he gives the impression that it's something really scary, but what if he literally just meant as in he works overnight shifts, so literally just have to keep him up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Because he works overnight there.
But no, I thought, like, the thing is, again, I like the characters, I like the actors.
Yeah.
And the characters they play. But I don't know, I just feel like, you know, that one episode that we had, there was a few other little moments that we had, stuff like that.
That just are completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
And then, like, that one episode where they have to try and steal that other kid's bike and they're also being hunted down by the mafia and all that. It's like...
Mafia. I just think there were a couple of thugs or whatever. They were going after Trevor and stuff. But I think there was a bit of funny humour at that, you know. From, you know, it's like, right, it's our time to leave. And when Trevor's like, oh, well, we didn't, you know, good if they kill him and all that business. And off they went and stuff. Just...
I do feel like they realised that the show didn't have enough in it to be an 8-episode TV show, so they just put in all this extra filler to pad it out into like this 8-episode TV show.
But the thing is, in that time, okay, that they used like that episode for Doorman, couldn't they not explored like how like his powers started?
Yeah.
I mean, there's the whole thing when he was a kid, you know, there was a fire in the house. They did go a little bit into that, but was that the first time he ever discovered his powers? You know, you had, like, it seemed like every time you had an episode play, it was always a flashback to something else in his past. Like him going with his dad, you know, to the cinema and seeing Wonder Man, which I thought, you know, was some nice moments and stuff. His dad was really nice. I didn't know if it was going to be some kind of thing there that you'd find out later on down the line. He's got his brother.
Honestly, I thought his brother would be evil because in the comics, his brother is evil. I think his brother is something like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, or well, not, you know more than me then.
Not the actual Grim Reaper, but he's like a villain who looks like the Grim Reaper, and I think he's called something like the Reaper. So his brother is a villain. I was sort of expecting that instead of making it his brother, they would make it Doorman, because I think the Reaper has similar powers to Doorman, but that is literally it. And I don't even think their powers are very similar. I think their powers is just something dark, and that's where the connection is.
Right, okay. Well, if it was, I mean, they didn't follow up with it with Doorman at that last episode, but I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, it was 8 episodes. I don't know if they really needed to have that one, or at least not have a whole episode dedicated to it. I'm sure they could have explained it maybe a bit differently. But no, I like how he rises up, and I like he tries to get this big time show in Wonder Man. It's like his big break, and you see like the struggles he goes through his life, and trying to keep his powers under control, because you say that he's a mutant.
Yes, I think that in the comics he was a mutant. And he was also in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And I think in that they also said he was a mutant.
Yeah, because there are... The power scaling on this guy, I think, is supposed to be roughly between, like, Thor and Hulk. Or, like, somewhere near there. In terms of, like, his strength and, like, obviously the whole flight thing. But so you see him more as a normal person as opposed to seeing how all these powers are affecting him. I don't know at the very end. I think the end I don't know, it just kind of cut off. When he saved Trevor at the end, I thought, okay, we're going to get some kind of little epilogue thing here for it. I don't know. Just because I don't know where they go from him now, from here. Now, they don't really, I mean, assuming he took down all the cameras, they don't really know where, like, if it was Simon or not. But they know Trevor's gone, so that one agent is probably going to be looking over Simon now for the rest of his days, so he can show if he messes up or not. And the reason why they're doing this is mainly because if they don't do it, they're going to shut down the prison.
Yeah, because the whole point of damage control is to arrest villains, but no one wants to be a villain.
No, damage control, so like a person who just can't handle their powers and explode. But what I think is funny about this is that if we don't start filling up our cells, basically the government's going to shut us down. We're not going to get the budget to keep this place's lights on.
Everyone's too nice. No one has powers. Are we meant to make any money off us?
Yeah. So that's basically it. We're going to lose our jobs if we don't start finding some, dangerous people soon. So let's make some and, trying to get dirt on other people and just... Oh my God, I've seen it a few times, because they thought, wasn't it he in that Miss Marvel and he hired someone to find
and Spider-Man No Way Home, and there was another one. He's in like almost everything Department of Damage Control's in. Because that's the thing, DOD is just messing up everything. They got humiliated by trying to arrest Miss Marvel.
Yeah, because that was on TV and stuff from the end, wasn't it?
And by trying to arrest Spider-Man and being told... by Matt Murdock, there's nothing you can do to actually prove he's legally responsible. And, like, all this different stuff. They're just being humiliated again and again and again.
Makes you think that maybe it's just Doorman they got in there. Just that one guy. This entire facility is to keep one man there. And even then, we don't know if he has his powers anymore because obviously he just, swallowed up that one guy in that little shoot that he did,
Even if he's locked up, can he just walk through the walls since that's sort of like his power?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that still need answering. Doorman is one of them.
Yeah.
And what happened to that guy that went, inside of him. And also...
That was horrifying.
Yeah, because where the hell is he now? In some kind of other dimension or what?
Yeah. I was expecting that Doorman was going to stop halfway and, like, half of him was going to be stuck inside of him and the other half just going to be cut off, like, cut in half. But at the same time, it's rated 12, so I guess they couldn't have something that gory in it.
No, because we did say to me, he's going to get cut in half. Blood everywhere or something like that. No, he's not. It's just the whole body went through. I'm glad, though, that Simon did get his break. I'm glad he's a big actor and all that now. His family, are really happy for him and stuff like that. But yeah, I think with Trevor as well, this show... definitely tests his sort of...
loyalty?
Well, I won't say... Well, yeah, it'll test his loyalty towards Simon because obviously he grows quite attached to him, doesn't he, all over the show. But also him being the Mandarin before because he just keeps getting thrown up in his face all the time.
Even when he was like getting interviewed by that woman, he was like, you got arrested for being the Mandarin and all this, and he sort of stormed off because he didn't want to hear about his life as the Mandarin anymore.
Yeah.
So...
No, I think that was quite interesting because that was in that same scene where, because obviously she found out about the FBI basically taking him, that he has to confess to Simon, and that's where the whole like sort of bromance that they had really just sort of drift apart. But again, that's why he took the fall from him because he showed he cared about Simon because he took the rap for the explosion that happened in one of the settings.
Yeah, that Simon caused because he got too angry.
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah.
But no, the show is interesting.
Yeah.
3 episodes. Like, and the thing is, when we talked about this, there was no real advertising for this, was there? Like,
no, I didn't see any advertising for this.
I think it was one trailer, and that was it. I don't know what's going to happen to him now that he's broken out Simon. There was no end credit scene to this. So, in terms of what could happen next, the DODC are probably going to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
As for Trevor, he's going to have to lay down low, because now, to everyone else in the world, he is now a terrorist and a Mandarin who did cause an explosion, probably wasn't an act anymore, was real.
Yeah.
So I don't know, he's going to have to keep him hidden somewhere. God only knows where, though. But
the Mandarin will return in Trevor Slattery will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, imagine that, play a vital role, into, like, distracting.
He's the anchor being.
Yeah, mate, who knows? I mean, I can't think of too much else. Can you?
No.
Again, this is just one of those shows, I don't know, like, it's not bad, but it's not amazing
it's just
either. It's
very
not,
mid.
Yeah, it's just very mid. So I'm not even going to give it a bit of a score, because I would say, like, in terms of mid, it's about 5 or 6. I say 5 or 6. Big crew, I don't know, but yeah, like somewhere in the 6 region or something like that, Again, I do like the actors. I think just maybe there were certain scenes that just didn't need to be, that episode that didn't need to be to explain one thing.
Yeah.
They focused more on his powers, maybe. Like you said.
Explaining when his family found out about his powers.
Yeah, and the whole, like, fire incident. Or maybe a bit more into Trevor, like, between what happened in Shang-Chi and how he got to this series now, because technically he got off a plane and then just got taken by a lot of FBI agents, so finding out what actually happened there, there may be some kind of connection, who only knows. But where they go next, I'm not too sure, but hopefully we'll see them
again
in the future. Well, obviously in the future, but don't know when, like which movie or show we're going to see it. There was a theory that was going to be part of, like, connection to Vision, wasn't there, because of the comics?
Yeah, that it was going to lead into Vision Quest, but
nothing happened.
Just about some guy being an actor.
Well, in that case, there is nothing else to discuss.
Yes.
But all in all, it is worth a watch, I would say, maybe. If you really are interested in seeing it, then watch it. But, I don't think you're missing much if you don't see it. It doesn't play something vital into what's going in the MCU. But yeah, that's going to be it for our review today. If there's any questions you'd like to ask us, then feel free to leave them down in the comment section below.
Yes.
Until then, that is going to be it for me, Dewi, and my brother.
Oh,
and we will catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye.